Hey guys, it's Scott with Scotty B Cards, and in this video I have a 10 card SGC reveal. So I sent these cards in not very long ago. I think between actually grading the cards, they quote 20 to 25 days. They did it in about 15 days, which is really impressive because their backlog right now is probably higher than it's ever been with how many cards are being submitted. So I am very happy with that. And overall, the grades were pretty fair, I thought. So I want to show what I got. I actually predicted my grades and gave it a percentage what I thought they could get. I said their raw value and their graded value, and we'll show you if it's worth grading with them. A lot of these are PC cards, so I took a lot bigger risks because even if it didn't grade well, it's nice to have my cards protected and authenticated and all that good stuff. But overall, let's go through these grades. One thing I do want to say prior, SGC is worth using for cards in this range. I know PSA has a really big hold on the market, but the nice thing about SGC is they will authenticate your card and they will give it a numerical grade. When you're selling the card, if there is slight damage on the card, people will want refunds and returns, and it can be a mess. So this is a really easy way to sell a card reputably, and for not a very expensive price of only $23 a card through Nash Cards is pretty good. So the first card is a Max Scherzer. This Max Scherzer is the 2008 Topps update, number to 2008 to the year it was there, the gold parallel. And overall, you can see it's off center, left, right. That's the main issue. A little bit of whitening up there, but nothing major. Overall, the corners and edges actually present very, very well. No major chipping or anything along those lines. So I predicted this to be an 8, just because the centering SGC is relatively tough on centering, relatively lenient on surface scratches. So I said 40% chance of an 8, 30% chance of 8.5, and then a 25% chance of below. So I was optimistic of an 8, and that's what it pulled, was an 8. So not a bad grade at all. I'm happy with it. Again, this is a PC card, and the value did increase having it authenticated. If I were buying, I'd rather have an 8 like this versus a raw card with who knows what issues or indents on the card. This one I predicted to be a 9.5. This is a Bowman Platinum Mike Trout. This is a Silver Diamond Refractor, one of the coolest parallels of Trout, and one of the coolest parallels Topps has made in a long time, in my opinion. And this one's off center top to bottom, and that's the one thing I overlooked. I knew it was slightly off center, but I didn't anticipate them being so strict on that centering, and it does have some light surface scratches. The actual condition of the card is good, but there are some surface marks. Usually they're lenient on like this print lines, a top to bottom, but once there's a cross side to side, they're a little bit more strict on those. So I predicted a 9.5 and it pulled an 8.5. So that was a little bit disappointing. On top of that, on its way back to me, it did get a chip in the case. They're going to reslab it for free, but that was a bummer because honestly, out of all the cards, I don't know if I even want to resend this, and it's not worth that much more graded. So I don't know if it's worth the time of sending, shipping, and everything, but I'll probably do it. After that, we have probably one of the more valuable cards, I'd say, in the order. This is a Freddy Freeman Finest Refractor, number to 549. Holy cow, say that 5 times fast. This card, it was a part of my complete set. I completed the Refractor or better set of 2011 Topps Finest. Mike Trout has a rookie in there, so I started with his card. I think they look amazing. I think they're some of the best looking finest cards out there, and the checklist is really strong. I think there's like 16 to 20 Hall of Famers. I think there's 3, maybe 4 rookies that have potentials to be Hall of Famers. Freddie Freeman, Chris Sale, Craig Kimbrell's the potential, and then Mike Trout. So overall, a lot of potential in the set, and so I had this for a long time, and I didn't really look at the condition because it was only worth like $5 a couple years ago. But now raw probably goes for around like 50 to 60. So in a good grade, it was worth something, and the card looked really good. It had a surface indent that you can see right up here. But other than that, the card looked great. So I sent it in. I was expecting on this card a 9.5. I said I had a 45% chance at a 9.5, 10% as a 10, and then worst case, 35% chance at a 9, 15% chance at an 8.5. So I was confident for a 9.5, and that's what it pulled. So overall, really good looking card. Again, number to 549. So nice to get that one in a good grade. I know that does increase the value. I probably won't be selling it just because it's a part of that complete set. Next up, we have a Jose Ramirez. I bought this card a very long time ago. I've actually been a Jose Ramirez fan for a very long time, as you probably see me mentioning him quite a bit on the channel. Go look at his stats. Go look at his baseball reference page. He's been good. Very underrated. And this is his gold refractor, number to 50. He hardly has any rookies, so this is one of his very best rookie cards. And I predicted a 9 on this card, and reason being is there's surface scratches on the bottom, and on the back there's like maybe a dinged corner, but barely. I think I could still get a PSA 10 because it wasn't that bad of a ding, but it does have some surface scratches. I debated sending this to PSA forever because I could see it being a 9 9, probably not a 10 really consistently. But if only there was a grade in the middle, like the SGC 9.5, which is what this pulled. So I think it's a very fair grade and I'm excited about it. It definitely helps the value on this card, especially because his cards are rare. This is the corner I was talking about. You can see it's not perfect, but it's not too bad. So nice Jose Ramirez. This is another Jose Ramirez, probably one of my very worst purchases I've ever made card collecting, like in regards to ROI. I bought this one for $140 when he was at his peak in 2019, and then he was really bad. The second half of the season, he was horrible. Had one of the best first halves you could have, horrible second half. So it dropped from like 140 down to like 40 that same year. And it was really disappointing because at the time I wasn't putting a ton of money into cards. So that was a pretty big hit for me. But now these are back up to around $80, and a 9 and a PSA 9 went for $120. So it's getting close to what I paid. I predicted this one to be a 9 just because of the centering and some light surface scratches as well. I predicted a 10 autograph. I said it had an outside chance at a 9.5, but overall probably a 9. And this one did pull a 9 with a 10 autograph. So really good looking card. And Jose Ramirez does not have a Bowman Chrome autograph, so that's basically his Bowman Chrome autograph, which is nice. Here's another PC card. This is a Paul Goldschmidt blue Bowman Chrome auto, numbered to 150. This card has a lot of surface flaws, a lot of little surface marks, and other than that, it looks great. Corners, centering, and edges all look great. You can see it's perfectly centered. It presents really well. The autograph also is not perfect. It's faded ever so slightly, but it's not streaky. It's just a little bit darker than what it was when it was pulled out of the pack. So I wasn't sure how they would grade the autograph or if they would even grade the auto. If the autograph in their eyes is not a 10, they do not grade it. So I expected this to be a numerical grade only, and I expected a 7.5 because of the surface marks. I thought it had a chance at an 8.5, 20%, and an 8 at 20%. I just didn't know how high up they would give it and how lenient they'd be on the surface. And if we look, they actually gave it an 8.5 with a 10 autograph. So the autograph does make sense because it's not streaky. It's just not as bold as when it was pulled, but that's still a good card, and it definitely increased the value being authenticated. Here is another PC card I bought a long time ago. Actually, I think I traded for this one. I traded a Cody Bellinger Real 1 autograph for this. So me and the guy who traded, neither of us won that trade because both players aren't doing so hot. I think I have more potential in the future though. This is the Snow Camo numbered to 99 of Lindor's flagship rookie card from 2015 Topps Update. This card, I could not tell if it had a bend on the corner. I couldn't tell if it was creased on one side, not on both, but just on one. Like it might have a slight indent, but it might have been just the design. And because of that, I really didn't know where to guess this grade. I said an 8 with a chance at an 8.5 and a very small chance at a 9, and then I thought it could also go below an 8.5, and overall it did pull a 9. So I'm assuming that crease that I thought was a crease was actually just a part of the card. The design itself, it's down here on this corner. You can't really see it through the case, but if it was more centered, the card may have pulled a 9.5. So it's kind of a bummer. It's off left to right a little bit, but nice card to get authenticated. This will be really easy to sell if Lindor can have a hot stretch during the season, because there's a lot of Mets fans and people get excited about that type of player. So pretty cool card. This next one is a Stadium Club autograph of Max Scherzer, one of his very best rookie autographs. In my opinion, probably his most desirable on-card common autograph because he doesn't have a Bowman Chrome autograph at all. And I think it's a cool card because it shows his two colors of his eyes, which is kind of sweet. And the design's okay. It's not my favorite Stadium Club. They can usually do a lot better than that. But I predict this one to have a chance at a 8.5. And an outside chance at a 9, but probably an 8 is where I estimated, just because the actual corners and edges have issues. But every single grading company I've seen has actually graded these really leniently, and this one did pull an 8.5. So I was happy with that. 8.5, 10. The autograph is definitely a 10, and it presents well, so I think it was a fair grade. This one was an interesting grade. This is a Mike Trout. This is the 2014 Topps Update All-Star Relic. This I pulled out of a pack myself, and I didn't realize it was kind of off-center top to bottom, like from left to right, I guess. This way it would be top to bottom, but left to right, I thought it was more centered than it was. I predicted this one to be a 9.5. I even thought this had a chance at a 10, about a 5% chance. And I thought, it might be a 9 at kind of like worst case. And the only flaw the card had was that this corner at the top has a little bit of imperfection, but I didn't take into consideration the centering, and it pulled a 9. So that's kind of a bummer because I wouldn't have graded this card if I wasn't confident it was a 9.5. And overall, I like it. It looks good, but I do hate this. You can hear it moving around a little bit. PSA does that as well. So that's kind of a bummer, but overall, still a cool card to get graded. There's a PSA 9 for auction right now, so I'm interested to see how that grades, because that will determine if I did a good or a bad job. And the last card of this submission, there's one more back there I'll show. This is a Mookie Betts National Treasures RPA. So these RPAs are tough. They're very thick, and you can see like they get corner and edge issues. The only real issue is this corner down here. Other than that, the card looks and presents well. And I thought it was probably going to be a 9. I said a 45% chance at a 9, 35% chance as an 8.5, or a 15% chance at a 9.5. Autograph was a 10 in my eyes, so you can see it got the 10 autograph and it got the 9.5 grade. So that definitely boosted the value of this card. I think there's only like 3 PSA 10s and 3 9.5s. This is one of the highest graded of this card. So this is probably like a $600 to $800 card raw, probably a $1,200 card in this grade. So definitely a win with SGC there. And the last card, I got this one graded before. So this was a different order. I did a 5-day. Only took 2 days to get this graded, which is amazing for only $50. And this is just a PC card. It has an issue. I think I've showed it before, but this corner has a crease. I don't know if it can get picked up right there. It's bent really good. So I expected a 6 on this card. It was my guess. It's numbered to 10, one of Mookie's really, honestly, his very best rookie autographs, and it got a 6.5. So I was accurate there, but it does look really good. I think it presents well. It protects the card well. So I'm happy with it for only a 5-day for $50. I took 2 days. So overall, those are the cards that I received. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite cards are, what your thoughts are on SGC. And other than that, I will catch you in the next video. See you guys.